everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and tonight I'm going to be talking about the newest Disney movie, Wish. I got to see it during the early previews, and I got a lot of good stuff and pretty average stuff to say about this movie. But before I get into it, I want to remind you guys, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Matter of fact, if you follow me on Twitch, I literally just got done streaming Spider-Man 2. Okay, so if you want to check out how much fun I have streaming that game, make sure you tune in there. And I'll also be I'm also playing 2K23, WWE 2K23. So make sure y'all check out the streams. The Twitch streams are lit and they're only gonna get better from here on out. So definitely tune in. Come hang with me, come talk with me. I like to talk a lot of trash while I play the game. Anyway, shameless plugs out of the way. Wish. This is the hold on, because I don't want to say the wrong number, because I know this is. First of all, to give y'all background while I'm figuring this out, this is Disney's 100th year anniversary. Yay, Disney! 100 years! Woo! 100 years of Disney. And as a matter of fact, I got to review another thing related to the 100 year anniversary. But so this is the 100th year. And let me see, what number film is this? Because I really need to know. This is okay, so it's not telling me. Hold on. Stay patient with me, y'all. I did not have this information because I really want to know. Anyway, so this yeah, so this was a pretty good movie though. I will say that. I'll start by saying that oh Lord, how many? Okay, what number film is this? What number film is Wish? So this is their 62nd. This is their 62nd animated feature, but it came out on their 100th year anniversary of the animation studios, Walt Disney Animation Studios. So this is their 100th anniversary film, their centennial film. Thank you, everybody, for being patient with me as I figured out that information. So this film follows a So listen, I'm gonna be completely honest. Before I even get into that, I missed the first 15 minutes of this film. So boom. So this film follows young Asha, who makes a wish so powerful that is answered by a cosmic force, a little ball of balanced energy called Star. With Star's help, Asha must save her kingdom from King Magnifico and prove that when the will of one courageous human connects with the magic of the stars, wondrous things can happen. That is the synopsis. Like I said, this, and from what I kind of gathered, walking in 15 minutes late, she wanted to be like the king's apprentice, which would have, like, I don't know what that would have done for her in her life. I don't know. But like the concept of the movie, though, which is enough that I was able to catch it, is like the king, he's like, oh, give me your wish. Give me your wish. I'll keep it safe. I'll keep it safe. And if you're lucky, he'll grant your wish. But the thing that he does, he like hoards all the wishes and stuff like that. And there's a very interesting reason why he does that. And there's probably a legitimate story reason why he does that, which, again, I did not see because I did not see the beginning of the film. I'm pretty sure they explained something because there was something that they talked about. And I was like, wow, I probably missed that entire explanation. But it was like she pretty much finds out something about the king. And then the king, when the wish upon the star when the character Star comes into play, the king starts to get a little crazy and starts to turn completely evil, completely bad guy, no twist villains. But this movie is fun. Obviously, it's a musical, and this is an original story, I believe. I don't even think this is based on anything as far as I'm concerned. So it's a completely original story, and that is where one of my problems kind of starts with this movie a little bit, because seeing that it's an original story, not saying that Disney cannot do original story. I mean, they did Wreck-It Ralph, for goodness sakes. And Frozen 2 technically is original, even though it's a sequel, but it's an original story because the first Frozen was based on the Snow Queen. All Disney movies, their adaptations of those classic stories are tweaked to be the Disney-fied version. So they're more softer. They don't really follow the dark turns that a lot of these stories took originally. So with that said, though, like this Wish movie, watching it, it's a celebration of Disney, right? Um, and it's not just because it's their 100th anniversary movie, but because there are certain character designs, there are certain callbacks and references. There's this there can, and I'm pretty sure when this movie is released widely, and a lot of people such as Shay Farillis see this movie. Shout out Shay Farillis, another YouTuber, way more popular than I am. But anyway, when this movie gets its wide release on the 22nd, which is just a couple days from now, I am positive that there's going to be a big, and it's obvious when you watch the movie, but there's going to be a big discourse around, is this the catalyst Disney movie, right? And by catalyst Disney movie, I mean, like, is this the Disney movie that precedes the other Disney movies? And that statement that I'm saying is a lot less deep than it sounds. Like, it's not like, oh wow, which connects Disney and this to Disney cinema. This is the first Disney in the Disney cinematic cartoon universe. Like, no, it's not that. It's not that. Like, there are a lot of, like, the movie doesn't stop to say, hey, did you know we precede all the other Disney films? Did you know that? No, it doesn't do that. But what it does is that it makes a lot of really good and really good references to other Disney films, some very obvious and some not so obvious. And if you so happen to see this movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's not even I gotta pay attention type thing. No, like, I walked into this movie, I sat down, I looked at the design of one of the characters, I said, really? And then another thing happened later on in the movie, which I will not explain at all. Something else happened later on in the movie, and I saw that and I was like, I turned to my daughter because I had my daughter with me, and I turned to her. I said, "Hey," and she was like, "Oh yeah." So it's like, it's not even something you gotta be like, sit there, pay attention and focus to. Like, it will come to you immediately because of the iconography of certain things. So with that said, it's cute in that manner. The story, though, it's nice. It's a nice story. Before I would touch on the story, I do want to touch on the animation because the animation is really nice. It's like this blend of 2D and 3D animation. Obviously, it's still computer animated stuff, but a lot of it is hand drawn, like it was like concept art painted, like in a way. Like, I don't really know how to properly describe it, but if you've seen like the trailers and stuff like that, then that look on the big screen is actually very, very nice. And they use a lot of 2D techniques in the film. You can kind of see at certain points it's more 2D and less 3D, which is really interesting. The characters were nice. Asha is such a great lead for this movie. I did find myself liking her. She's the Disney's first Afro Latina lead princess. I don't know if she's I don't think she's a princess. She's not a princess. She's going to be categorized with the princesses, of course, but she's not a princess, like, at all. Like, literally, like, nothing about her screams princess. Like, she's as much as a princess as Mirabelle is a princess, okay? So if Mirabelle from Encanto. So if Mirabelle gets counted as a princess, then you're damn straight Asha will, and vice versa. If Asha gets counted as a princess, you have to count Mirabelle as a princess. They're not princesses at all. Matter of fact, scratch that, because Encanto is original too. Encanto is an original story. So, okay, Disney does do original stuff. So, but Wish is original for it to be such a fairy tale thing. Like I said, the characters are fun. From what I gather, the characters are nice. I do want to see this movie again so I can catch it from the beginning, so I can actually connect more. It's less about me missing stuff and more about me wanting to connect with these characters as intended, because you can tell that I missed the opening number. And when you miss an opening number in the musical, you really miss like a lot of good information and a good toe tapping song, that too, if it's done correctly. And you do get to catch certain things about certain characters that maybe you don't get reintroduced later on in the movie. I didn't expect Asha to have a group of friends, for example, and her group of friends are really great. But I feel like I would benefit more if I knew some more about them or got to see them earlier in the film, as I very much assumed they were in the film earlier than when I arrived. Same thing goes for what Asha's goal is, and why she wants to be the apprentice, and what the wishes hold, like what really is actually like. I got what was at stake when I got in there and continued to watch the movie, but I feel like the added context of that first 15 minutes will help. But outside of that, even outside of that, I think this is a movie I would want to see again because it was really nice. But now getting on to the music, I said I was going to talk about the story. Now I'm going to talk about the music first. Then I'll talk about the story. So the song that plays in the trailer, "Can I Make This Wish? There's something more than this." So that's the song that plays in the trailers. The song in the movie, that particular song is very, very good. I literally got chills when I heard that song. Like, I got chills because it's so, even when I hear it now, I listened to it earlier today, just like, well, was it just the fact that I was in the theaters and it's such a nice atmosphere in here? No, it was like I got chills. However, there is one thing that the song does not do that I feel that if it did it, it would have been a stronger song. Not to say that it's not a strong song already. It's a very good song. It's actually, to me, it's the best song in the movie. And there are other good songs, like the song that follows that, the song that immediately follows that song is actually really good. And it's funny. But it's not the best. The villain song is actually really good. Chris Pine voices the villain in this, King Magnifico, rather, excuse me. The villain song is nice. I do like it. But every time I think about the villain song, I'm even doing it right now as we speak, as I do these videos live on air. I am thinking about the Lorax. And when you see the movie, and if you've seen the Lorax movie, then you may know exactly what I'm talking about. When you see the villain song in the movie Wish, you may know exactly what I'm talking about when I say I just think about the Lorax. I mean, maybe it's just me. It could just be me. Let me know in the comments down below. When you see Wish, did you think about do you know what part of the Lorax I'm talking about? Because, you know, especially if you haven't seen it or it's not something you watch very often, but it's definitely the first thing that comes to mind is the Lorax. Every time. I don't even remember the villain song. I can see the visuals, but I think about the part from the Lorax. And it's just, oh man. But yeah, no, the song, the main song, the wishing song, the one that was in the trailers and everything, I love that song. It's just there was one thing they could have done to make that song better. And I kept wanting them to do it because there were so many opportunities for them to do it, but they didn't do it. And it's just like, but it doesn't make the song bad. It's just a me thing. Maybe you won't feel the same way. Let me know down in the comments if you do or you don't. It was only one song I don't think was the strongest, and that was one of the songs in the climax. But when they did the reprise of the Wish song, the wishing song that was in the trailer, the reprise even gave me chills. So that's how I knew it was the song that gives me the chills. I was like, ooh, Like I teared up the first time the song was playing. I started to tear up a little bit. And I guarantee if they would have done that one thing in the song, I would have cried. But this isn't about necessarily the music. It's also about the movie itself. So the story, finally getting to the story. What do I feel about the story? I feel like the story it's not the strongest story they have. It would be unfair for me to say how it could have been better because, again, I'm holding myself to have missed the first 15 or so minutes of this movie. I feel like it's unfair for me to say what could have been better in the story because, granted, everything else, but I just feel that, I mean, there were parts in the movie that didn't flow as well as they could have, especially one part in particular was just like, until they explained it, I was sitting there like, okay, well, you got to explain this, right? And then when they explained it, it's like, well, damn, y'all could have just said that like 15 minutes ago. Like, but It's a very interesting movie to say the least. I do like the lead character, the character designs, the animation on there, the artistic choice they made in terms of animation. Um, yeah, it's really I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cute little movie. I don't really know what else more I can say about it except for it was a cute movie. Especially since I don't really want to spoil it. Not that there's really that much to spoil. I know during the credits they do this thing where they kind of show like the different Disney characters. I didn't stay for the entire credit sequence, but I would like to do that as well in another viewing because they show like so many Disney characters on screen, like some that I still am surprised to right now are getting recognition. But of course, with 100 years, you have to recognize these characters, and it's really cool that they're getting this recognition. So I'm gonna go on a brief tangent real quick because I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm doing this live on the spot. I'm thinking about this, and so bonus review. Okay, bonus review. So not too long ago, this short that was released for the 100th anniversary called Once Upon a Studio. Once Upon a Studio was a short film that was put out. It was aired on ABC. Now it's on Disney Plus. You can watch it on Disney Plus. It had a celebration about like all 100 Disney characters. Well, no, all 100 years worth of animated Disney characters. They all came together, take group pictures led by Mickey Mouse. They were all up in the real world. It was all 2D animated, 3D animated ones, all mixed together in the same environment. So that short right there references so many Disney characters, some that I never thought would get the recognition ever again. Oliver and Company being one of them. I love Oliver and Company. That's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I fucking love that movie. Anyway, I was surprised to see that. They referenced so many different movies, blah, 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 blah. It was a very cute film. I give that very cute short film. I give that film 5 out of 5 stars. It's very fun to watch, very nostalgic. Boom. Bonus review done. Anyway, back to Wish. I was about like the fastest I ever talked, and it probably sounded like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. And I promise you, one day I might just do a proper review. I don't know, but I just did a short one. So back to Wish. So it was like I did like this film a lot. Like I said, there were a lot of things to like about this film. But like I said already, though, there are some things that just were not that strong about this movie that I think do contribute to the fact that it currently has a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. I am anxious to see. I'm eager to see how the rest of the world feels about this film when it's released proper. I do think that this has potential to be considered one of the Disney greats, but it probably won't be. But I like it. The voice cast in this movie is actually pretty impressive to me as well. I don't recall what I've seen Ariana DeBose in, but she plays Asha. Chris Pine, as I mentioned before, plays King Magnifico. Alan Tudyk voices Valentino, which continues his run of just obscurely voicing characters, but this is probably like the most speaking role he has had since King Candy and Wreck-It Ralph. And Valentino, let me tell you something. Valentino is actually really funny. He has a lot of funny lines. The Wish Star is very cute. I don't. Wow. Okay, so I actually did just think about something that would actually support the theory of this being the catalyst for all the other Disney movies. Okay, cool. Maybe one day I'll talk about it. Evan Peters is in this movie. Oh, wow, that's his character's name? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes so much sense. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Okay, so I will do a mild spoiler right now. So some of the characters look like other characters from other Disney movies. Again, this is not even something you have to squint hard at. You will see certain characters and you will immediately go, really? That's so cool. I promise. I think I just said that not so long ago, though. Like, you will look at certain characters, and matter of fact, there's one reference to a Disney character that is so in your face that if you don't pick up on it, you I don't know where you've been your entire life. I just don't. Like, even my kid, my 8-year-old knows that, and she has not seen that particular Disney movie. Like, I promise you, when you see that one, you're gonna be like, oh wow. And that's gonna make you really think about the fact that this is a catalyst for other Disney movies if you want to go that route. And you can. You can very much go that route. Angelique Cabral is Queen Amaya. Jennifer Kumiyama plays Dahlia, and Victor Garber plays Sabino. There are so many other actors and actresses and characters in this movie. Yeah, but to an extent, though, it's like something does feel off about this film, though. Like, it just feels like it wants to be the celebration of Disney that it throws in there as little Easter eggs. It's like it wants to be that movie, but it also wants to be its own movie. So it's like at a point, I kind of felt the push and pull, especially kind of like in the last 5 minutes, not last 15, 20 minutes, not to say that it's so in your face about it. But even with that one where I said like that reference is very, very extremely hard to miss, it's like, it feels like they were like, we gotta do this. And it's like they kind of tiptoe around it being that type of a movie where you could say this is the catalyst, the prequel for the whole Disney animation verse. But it's like it tiptoes around it, but it's like, nah, but we're not though. So I don't know. You judge for yourself. But that, again, the wishing aspect and the wishing stars, and it goes over what it means to hold your wish. Like, what happened? Like, you give your wish and belief that somebody could keep it safe, that some entity could keep your wish, your dream, your passion safe, and you end up losing that passion, never pursuing it, because you put that faith, that you put it into somebody else that says, hey, I can take your dream, and you know what I'm saying, tell me your dream and I will keep that safe. You just continue to do what you do. And I don't really know where I can pull the message for that from. I haven't really even thought that deep about it, because honestly, it doesn't even feel like it's something for you to think deep on. It's a very cute film, honestly. Just the journey that the character goes on to. It could have, if you wanted to be deeper, it could have been a deeper movie. It could have been, they could have dived into the consequences of what happens when someone does gain back their wish, because the one of the king's concerns is that a wish can, as vague as, just think about it like a genie, right? You say, okay, genie, I want to have the best hair in the universe. And yeah, he could just give you hair that looks really good, or he could just make everybody else bald. So your wish can work out well for you, badly for others, badly for you, but well for others. You don't really know what the effects of your wish could actually be, the effects of your dream could actually be. And it kind of tiptoes and totes around that fact, but it doesn't really dive into it in any significant way. Not that it has to, but if you're someone that looks for deeper meaning, or you can see an alternate version of this film, that's the alternate version of this film you might see. I'm going on about this film way too long, because now I'm thinking deep dive about it. I mean, and I'm pretty sure there's room for a deep dive somewhere, but I am not the guy to do that. I'm just here to tell you in general what I feel of the film. But these are nuggets for you to go into the film and think about it. Think about these things when you go and see the film. Like, what does it mean to give your wish up? What does it mean to get your passion back for your wish? What does it mean to go forth? I mean, and I'm trying to put like meaning to this movie, but at the core, take the meaning away from it. It's just a simple movie for family. It's just a simple Disney movie. It's nothing spectacular though. And that's where I think a lot of the criticism would come from, is that you would expect for this to be Disney's big 100 year, and you say this movie was a century in the making. This is our big magnum opus. We've been waiting to do this. We're going to use this as our 100th anniversary film. It's just like, and then knowing it's only the 60-second film, it's just like, okay, well, you didn't have to be strong. It could have been exactly what you were, but to tote around that this was a century in the making and that this would be your strong film, you know, your film worthy of 100 years of Disney, to encapsulate 100 years of Disney, you put everything into this film. I don't feel that. I don't feel that. It feels a little shallow. But having just learned that this is the 62nd one, I would imagine that their 100th one would be a Mickey Mouse movie. But I don't know. I feel like that should have been this one. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably going to think a lot more about this movie in the coming days. And if I feel and I find ground to do a re-review, which I say that about a lot of movies, but I never do it. But if I actually do find the ground to do it, then I'll do it. I'll come back and talk about it with you guys. But other than that, let me stop beating around the bush. My rating for this film, having been able to sit here and process it, because I've really just had the song stuck in my head all day. And then, you know, work today was something else, but that's not what we're here for. My review, my rating for this film rather is I give this, fairly being fair, I give this movie a 4 out of 5 stars because I did enjoy it. I did think it was a good film, and I do want to see it from the beginning. And I do love the song, you know, that's been in the trailers and everything. I do love that it wasn't a twist villain. It was just a villain who just went a little crazy, but he was like that. Being from the moment I walked into the theater, I was like, oh no, that guy's off. That guy's a little off. This guy's a little off right here, guys. I don't know about him. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. I like it a good bit. And honestly, I would like to see this again, just not because I missed something, but because I genuinely want to connect with the characters more. I want to hear more of the songs. I want to see more of this world than what I was able to see. And I would love to sit through the credits and see all 100 Disney characters that pop up on the screen. Like, I love that. I felt it's good. It's great. It's a good film. So I do recommend that you see Wish this weekend when it releases. If you have the time, I know it's a Thanksgiving weekend, lots of travel, lots of cooking. But if you find yourself the time to see Wish, I recommend that you see it. I think it's good. I think it's worth the watch. But when you do, come back here. Let me know in the comments what you think about Wish. But until that moment in time, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, and X now. I gotta say X. I keep saying Twitter. It's X. But I'm gonna go back and stream games now. But until next time, y'all, be easy, stay breezy, wish upon a star. Happy 100th anniversary, Disney, and peace.